We are not yet 1 week in, so we have a couple more days to get 1 week in, but I thought I would just walk through and give you a little kind of an update to tell you where we're at and kind of how this process goes, because I think it's fun to watch the before and afters and you know, but there's a lot of work and a lot of small things when it feels like you're not doing anything. But you are making progress, right? Every day that you're at a flip house, or in this case, it's going to be more of a rental, we think. So I just want to share that part of it, because it's not all rainbows and butterflies and you just get to pick out paint and then it's done. So we talked about maybe initially cleaning these floors really well, and we thought they were real tile. So it was like, and we thought they were all in great condition. We were wrong. Once we started moving things around, we moved the fridge over here because it's too big right here. So the door doesn't fully open. They did not get a counter size fridge, or a counter depth. That's what I'm trying to say. So, but it is a brand new fridge. So we've got to figure out what we're going to do. Am I going to sell this one and use that money to get the new one? We've thought about swapping out a fridge we have at home and taking this one. We have an extra fridge. So we're just not sure about that, but it's a brand new fridge. So anyway, the dishwasher, it's got to go. It doesn't work at all. But now we have found out that we do need to add a shutoff valve underneath there. So we haven't ripped that out. So the flooring, that is a cost that we're going to have that we didn't think we were going. We thought we were going to be able to save it. But on another side of it, and that does not look like that at all. I don't know why it looks like it's all like bare right there. Anyway, in the camera, it does. We were able to salvage these cabinets, and we thought that they were going to be garbage, right? So I don't know what, I think Matt opened up one of these when we were looking at it, and he's like, Lindsay, they're horrible inside. They're not at all. So the drawers and everything, look it up. These are obviously all the knobs we took off. It took me probably 3 days to clean the cabinets, the outsides of the cabinets. The inside wasn't bad. A lot of the shelves had liners on them, so I was able to remove those and then clean them really well. But I couldn't believe the insides of the cabinets. Usually we're dealing with some pretty bad cabinets on the inside. That's driving me nuts that it looks like that in the camera. But anyway, so what I did was, like I said, I scrubbed the heck out of these cabinets. I think the person that lived here liked to use a lot of, I don't know, it just seemed like a lot of dust, like they've never been cleaned, but then you had like oil and stuff on top of that. So it took forever to clean these. And it was a very, like I said, these are the kinds of things you don't see on the TV shows and things, but it was a very long, tedious process. But I was able to salvage these cabinets. We do need a new hood here, so we will get one of those. Once I got all of these done, I thought, I'm gonna go get a stain and poly that you can put over finishes. And so this is the color I did, and it worked amazing. So what I did is, after I cleaned them really well, I have one coat of that on there. So I'm coming back today to see if I need to I waited for it to, it's been drying all night. They look really, really good. Really, really good. So I'm really happy with them. That is a huge cost that we do not have to do now. Some of the edges here, we will cover. We have trim for those pieces. Put the knobs on, or the handles. We're getting all new countertops. We're not salvaging those. The magic of cleaning, cleaning alone can do so much. So I cleaned all of those windows, and they were so bad you could barely see out of them. You probably can't even notice on the first video, the initial kind of walkthrough, but oh my goodness. Now, some of the mechanicals, it's not working. It might not be attached right. So we have to fix those, but they're all new windows in the house, which is an amazing cost that we don't have to do. But just cleaning alone will make the biggest difference. Like the cabinets, they just really needed a good cleaning and a few touch-up things. and some stain and poly over them, and we were able to salvage them. So the windows, I'm like, I just have to clean these windows, please. And it made the biggest difference. Same thing with these. So it's freezing outside, so it's not great weather to be cleaning windows outside. So I just took all the screens off here and then just cleaned like the inside parts of them, which helped a lot. And then did the same with this window too here. This window does not open. We changed all the locks on the house. So that's one thing that when we get one of these projects, we make sure that we change the locks as soon as we get the keys, just because you don't know who had keys beforehand. And so, we changed all the locks. So we have been doing a lot of cleaning and a lot of touch up and like filling. You can see, whoops, right there. The furnace works great. We put a new filter in that. We have our ceilings are freshly painted in, I think, all 3 bedrooms right now. But just some touch up, some fill stuff that we are doing, all the way around. So what we did in each room is we removed the base trim. We sanded what we could. We are going to paint the trim around the windows the same color as the walls, same as the trim. Depending on which trim we get, we're planning on just painting that the color of the walls as well, just so they kind of all vanish. But then we had to wash all of the walls. So again, you don't see that on those shows when you're when you're watching them, but literally like scrubbing all of the walls. So then it was ready for, well, nothing yet, but primer and paint. So then there was tile in this bedroom. So all of that has been ripped up and taken out. Everything's been broomed and swept. And again, we have, ceiling paint up, and it's been washed in here. And then same in here. All this tile came up, ceiling paint, and some sanding and some prep work in here to get ready for paint. Toilet seat. The toilet is newer, so that needed to be fixed. So we did that part. We took all of these out because we're painting everything. So we are painting everything. Nothing else really in the bathroom. Oh, one thing, like all of the ceilings, this has not been done yet, but like caulked all of the, just along the creases and all of that has been caulked and ready to go. We're taking off a lot of these base things because now we have to get new paint. And then down here, again, this isn't all fancy, and we found out that we need another shut-off valve for the outside faucet. So that's been the most major thing. But all of this, if you remember, there was something here, like a wood thing that the guy built. So we took that apart, and then that flooring we're gonna take up. There was a big, like a whole, he had a workshop back here. So we took all of that apart and took everything outside. We make one big pile for the junk guys to come and get. And then we just, it's chilly in here. Down here, it's so funny because we don't have to have the furnace on very high at all to keep it warm upstairs. So that's amazing. That's coming down. When we first got here, we didn't have to have a furnace running because the weather was fine, but then it's gotten really cold. And so I'll show you. So I went to turn the furnace on and it wasn't working. Well, they didn't have any batteries in this. There was paint all over this, paint all over the doorbell, which actually works. There's a doorbell on the side door and it does work for it. So just those small things where you're just cleaning those kinds of things, it does take time. So yeah, I think that's it for now. That's it for the update. So today I'm just here. I'm going to be working on the trim area down here, making sure that that's all there's a couple of nails that were left over, and just kind of scraping it to make sure that it's all flat, so that when we do go to put new trim down, there's nothing that, you know, as you're hammering it in or nailing it in, there's nothing there to make that impossible. So, and here, like the trim here. And oh, here's another thing that's not glamorous. So these, I took the screens out to clean them, and somebody had Scotch tape around 2 of them. Not like all the way around, but in areas. Do you know how long it took me to get the Scotch tape off of those? Like, the Scotch tape has been on there for years. So again, it's just those tedious things where it's like when you come in here every day, you're thinking, what are we getting done? But we are getting things done. We just hung these curtains. These are some of my mom's curtains. She didn't want anymore. So they're hung upside down, inside out. We just wanted to cover the windows, these big front windows, with some curtains when we're not here. So that's a little update. And I'm planning on doing these updates like maybe once a week. Again, I just kind of want to show you the real, like, this is what it looks like. If you've thought about investing in real estate, which that's a whole nother video, I highly recommend it. But, you know, this is what it looks like, especially when you're doing it, you know, all on your own.